Hey everybody, this video's a request from a good friend of mine on the internet, and he was asking about reference tracks and wanted me to demonstrate about reference tracks, so hopefully you guys will find this useful as well. Basically, let me explain what I've got set up here, and I went ahead just to save a little time and got things set up beforehand. But the top three tracks are my music that I've created, and then the purple track is my live guitar, and then the white track at the bottom here is my reference track. And let me play that. I'm going to turn the volume up a little bit. And here's my reference track. So you can hear it's obviously in a different genre, and but let me explain why I picked that. And a lot of people would think, oh, you need to go ahead and keep it in the same genre of the music that you're doing, and that's fine, but I'm kind of breaking the little rule a little bit. I particularly like this type of music, and I like it mainly because it is well produced, full featured, and has a good kick and a good thump, and that's what I like in my music too. And so that's why I chose that. And so I think I've got things kind of pretty close here, but I'm lacking one little thing here. What I want you to do, and again I'm going to turn up the music, is listen to my kick drum, and my low end. That's what I'm dealing with the reference. Now listen to the reference. Now I'm feeling that the reference track has a little bit more punch to it, and that's actually what I'm looking for in my music. I want a little bit more punch. So I've gone ahead and I've set up a plug-in on my drum track. And here's my drum track. Excuse me, I had every track highlighted. And I threw a compressor on it. Let me show you this. And by adding the compression, and like I say, I've gone ahead and preset this. See how it kind of oomphed up the kick drum. Off. Then back on. Now let's compare with our reference track. And I think we're pretty close there. And let me explain also, I'm careful to get my volumes matched so I'm not hearing my reference a little louder than my music. And so I can, and let me just show you how I have this set up. Like I say, I've got it on its own fader here, and PreSonus is nifty here, or nice, nifty. So when it will remember your last move. So when I solo it, it will mute all my other tracks. And then back, so I'm able to switch back and forth, and I can easily adjust the volume on my reference track, of course, with the fader. One other thing I want to talk about, a lot of people bring up and say, oh, you can't bring in MP3s or that sort of stuff. Well, I think the MP3s, people are worried about the lossy type compression that you use some of these files, and say, oh, you need to use 24-bit WAV files, etc., etc. And that would be best, I would admit, but I don't think it's necessary because I'm not losing the amount of punch. I'm not losing the low end that I want to hear using the MP3 file. In fact, it's working just perfectly for this. So hopefully that gives you an idea of using the reference track. Like I say, I use the reference track specifically for the low end, but I'm also hearing that I've got a nice balance to that particular to my music, to that particular reference track, and I think it worked out great. Of course, I listen to the reference track on other speakers, make sure that it's not a hype track on itself, and I'm familiar with that particular track, and so it works as a good reference for me. And so, like I say, I like to use something that has the desired audio elements in it that I might use for a reference, and that's why I chose it. But hopefully this will explain the use of reference tracks and how you might set it up in PreSonus Studio One. And that's it, guys. We'll talk to you later. We'll see you later, Chris. Thanks for asking for the video.